course. In this section, we are gonna be going through the installation guide for setting up phpMyadmin. So basically, this content, the material was gotten from the website developerdrive.com, and you can follow this link. I'm going to share this resource with you. You can follow this link and go to this material and follow the step in order to set up phpMyadmin on your local machine. So I will just highlight some of the main functionalities in the document. Now we'll be setting up PHP1 server for Windows. This is the installation for Windows. We are also going to go through the installation for Linux for the Linux user. So for the Windows user, you will use this document. You will be installing WAM server. It is a very easy step. It's just basically using the installer and clicking next, and you're done. So you will have to first of all download the WAM server package from the wamserver.com. So you go to www.wamserver.com/download, and then you will be able to download the WAM server package. Now the WAM server package will come with MySQL, PHP, and it will also come with the phpMyadmin. So basically, when you download the installer from the wamserver.com, you will have to click the installer and it will take you to this first page, this page you're seeing on the screen, and you basically click next. It will take you to this other page, and if you want to install it in another drive or another location, you can change it, but you can go with this default. You just basically click next, and it will take you to this page where you will be installing it on your local machine. So you will take next, and you have your WAM server up and running. So immediately the WAM server is up and running. On the toolbar of your machine, of your desktop or laptop, whatever you're using, beside the volume and the internet connection signal, you are gonna see a small logo of WAM server, a small logo like this beside the volume icon. So it will also indicate to you that WAM server is up and running in your machine. Otherwise, you can go to the all programs file, you go to WAM server and you click the start, and it's going to start WAM server for you. And when WAM server is started, you can go to the small icon on your desktop or on your laptop beside the volume key, and you will click the WAM icon logo. This icon will basically open for you, and you will click to localhost, where you are going to arrive into the localhost directory. Or you can as well open your browser and type localhost. Whatever browser you'll be using, you can open and type localhost in the URL section of the browser, like what I've just did here. In the URL section of my browser, I type localhost after my WAM server is up and running, and it will bring me to this page. So in this page, I can scroll to the bottom of the page where there's phpMyadmin, and I will click it. Click phpMyadmin, and it will take me to the login page where I can enter my username and my password. Basically, when you do the installation, you will have the default user called root. You can just basically click enter without any password, and it will take you to the home page, this home page. And if you want to set password, you can also go through the configuration of a password at this section of the tutorials. It's very easy, no stress. You can just follow this basic step, goes to this URL, and you do these basic changes in this file. You put the username and the password, and you put the allow no password to true, or you put it to false, depending on if you want password or you don't want password. you restart the WAM server and everything will be alright. So that's the installation for Windows. If you don't get anything from this presentation, you can follow this link below and more explanation will be given to you how to set it up and running. I don't want to waste too much time on installing phpMyadmin because there's a lot of material online to help you set it up as fast as possible. So I welcome you to go through these tutorials and follow it step by step. It's basic and it's not too difficult. For the Linux user, for those who are using Linux, the same thing. You go through this tutorial. It has all the information on this guide. I basically copied it from this link, so you can go through this tutorial for Linux, guys. For Linux user is not very straightforward as for Windows user, but however it is also easy. All you need to do is to open your command line. You can open your command line on Linux by pressing Ctrl Alt and you press the T. So Ctrl Alt T, it will open your terminal. Or you can go to the menu and search for terminal. You open your terminal, or you can right click on your desktop and open terminal depending on what kind of Linux you're using. If you're using Ubuntu, you just right click and take terminal. It's gonna open your terminal. So on the terminal or on the command line, as the Windows users normally calls it, you will type sudo apt-get update. It's gonna update your app in repository. And after typing apt-get update, you type sudo apt-get install Apache 2. Apache 2 is the PHP web server and it's gonna come with all the packages we need to run a PHP application. And remember that our phpMyadmin is a PHP application, so definitely we need to install Apache 2 on our machine. And after running this command, obviously you are gonna be prompted to enter your password so that you can able to authenticate if you are a user of that machine. So during this process of updating and running the Apache install, you will be prompted to enter your password. So after installing Apache, you will also be prompted to install MySQL, or you can type this command. After the Apache, you type the next command to install MySQL. Sudo apt-get install. You type all this command and you run. You can just copy and paste in your terminal. You will be prompted to enter your password. So after you enter your password, you will start the installation process for MySQL. So after you have installed your MySQL, you can follow all the other commands to start up the MySQL package. But basically running the installation guide is okay. So once you have installed your MySQL with this command, you can activate it with this other command and you are good to go. So you now have MySQL. The next thing to install will be to install PHP. You also need to type this command to install PHP. After typing this command and the further instruction on what to do, maybe prompt to enter your password, and the rest will be highlighted and you're just gonna follow the procedure. So when you've installed your Apache 2, when you've installed your Apache 2 and you've installed your MySQL and you install your PHP, you are good to go. So basically you just need to start your WAM server, and each time you put on your machine and you wish to do database development, you just need to run this command sudo service apache to restart. It will just start your WAM server for your LAM server. For Linux is the LAM server. It will start the LAM server for you. You can now open up your browser and type localhost. So once you type localhost, you will land on the same kind of page, but with this time it will be LAM, it will be not WAM. So on that page you will basically click to phpMyadmin, and you arrive to a similar home page like this in your phpMyadmin login. The same procedure for WAM. So when you're in this interface, then you are good to go. You've had your LAMP server installed for Linux. For Windows user, it is very straightforward. However, for Linux user, the same thing. There's a lot of material on how to get LAMP server up and running. You can just simply follow these tutorials for Linux user, and it will help you to set it up. And when you have arrived at this home page, then you are good to continue with this course. If you have any challenges, you send me feedback and I'm gonna help you make sure you have your WAM or your LAMP server up and running. Thank you for following up in this section. This was basically a follow-up or a guide to set up your phpMyadmin, and we'll be continuing with our course from the next slide. Thank you.